Dear students, in this video, I am going to discuss about the economic schedule, neglecting losses. Economic schedule, neglecting losses, and including limits. Including limits. So, economic schedule problem, neglecting losses, and including limits. So here we are considering the constraints or limits. So the power output of any generator has a minimum limit set by boiler operation and maximum limit based on rating of generator. So what is economic dispatch problem? It is to schedule generation to minimize the cost function subject to the equality constraint equal to 1 to k, where k number of plants. So PZI equal to PD. So because here we are neglecting losses, the power balance equation is generation equal to demand. And inequality constraint, that is we are considering the limits. So what are the limits for the power output? There is a maximum limit, and there is a minimum limit. There is a minimum limit. So here also the economic scheduling problem, in this case also it is the incremental fuel cost of each plant. The incremental fuel cost of each plant should be same, and that equal to lambda, where lambda is called the Lagrangian multiplier, and I equal to 1 to k. Suppose it is a two plant system, then df1 by dp1, that is incremental fuel cost of plant 1, equal to incremental fuel cost of plant 2. So with constraint, what is constraint? The power output we get should be within the minimum limit and within the maximum limit. So to understand this economic scheduling problem, we consider one numerical example. So here the incremental fuel cost of two plants are given, that is df1 by dp1 and df2 by dp2 are given, where f is in rupees per hour and p is in megawatt. If both units operate at all times and maximum and minimum load on each unit are 100 megawatt and 20 megawatt respectively, determine the economic schedule of plant for loads of 60 megawatt and 180 megawatt. So in this problem, the incremental fuel cost of two plants are given. The power output, for the power output you get, there is a maximum limit, and that is 100 megawatt, and minimum limit is 20 megawatt. So you have to calculate the economic operating schedule or the economic dispatch or economic schedule for loads of 60 megawatt and 180 megawatt. So first we consider the load of 60 megawatt. So PD equal to 60 megawatt. So first case we consider. So what is economic operating schedule or the economic schedule? So economic operating schedule, here we are not considering any losses. Therefore, the economic operating schedule will be df1 by dp1 equal to df2 by dp2. That is the economic operating schedule. So from the given problem, what is df1 by dp1? 22 plus 0.1 p1, that equal to 16 plus 0.12 P2. So let it be equation 1. So incremental fuel cost of both plants are same. And what is the other equation? The total load demand is 60 megawatt. So P1 plus P2 equal to 60. P1 plus P2 equal to 60. So when we solve the two equation, we can get the values of P1 and P2. We can get the values of P1 and P2. So from equation 1 and 2, so when we solve, so 22 plus 0.1 P1 equal to 16 plus 0.12 into 60 minus P1. So when you simplify this one, so you will get 0.22 P1 equal to 1.2. Or P1 equal to 1.2 by 0.22, 5.45 megawatt, 5.45 megawatt. But in the problem, what is the minimum limit given? The minimum limit is given as 20 megawatt. But P1 we got is below the minimum limit, that is 5.45 megawatt. Therefore, set P1 equal to the minimum limit itself, that is 20 megawatt. Then what P2 will become? P2 will become total load 60 megawatt minus this 20 megawatt, that is 40 megawatt. So maximum limit is given as 100 megawatt. It is below the maximum limit and above the minimum limit. So like this, we have to solve the problem. So because it is below the minimum limit, set P1 as the minimum limit itself, 20 megawatt. Then P2 equal to total load minus this 20, that is 40 megawatt. So then we consider the second problem, that is total load demand equal to 180 megawatt. Total load demand equal to 180 megawatt. So again here also, what is the economic operating schedule? DF1 by DP1 equal to DF2 by DP2. DF2 by DP2. So what is DF1 by DP1? 22 plus 0.1 P1 equal to 16 plus 0.12 P2. Here what is total load demand? P1 plus P2 equal to 180. P1 plus P2 equal to 180. So let it be equation 1 and equation 2. So using equation 1 and 2, so 22 plus 0.1 P1 equal to 16 plus 0.12 into 180 minus P1. So when you simplify this one, you will get 0.22 P1 equal to 15.6 or P1 equal to 70.9 megawatt. Therefore, P2 equal to, what P2 will equal to? Total load demand is 180 minus 70.9, that equal to 109.1 megawatt. But here we are considering the constraints also, that is minimum limit and maximum limit. So see P1. P1 is according to minimum limit, maximum limit, it's okay. So minimum limit is 20 megawatt, maximum limit is 100 megawatt. It is within the limits. What about P2? P2 is according to minimum limit, okay. But what is maximum limit? 100 megawatt. It is beyond the maximum limit. Therefore, put P2 equal to the maximum limit itself. P2 equal to maximum limit itself. So then P2 will become 100 megawatt. Then what is P1? 180 minus 100, that is 80 megawatt. So like that, when you solve the problem using economic operating schedule and constraints are given, you have to check the constraints also, whether they are within the limit or not. So next we consider other example. Here what is the example given? The fuel input is given. F1 and F2 are given. determine the economic operating schedule and corresponding cost of generation if maximum and minimum loading on each unit are given. Maximum limit is 100 megawatt, minimum limit is 25 megawatt. Total demand is 180 megawatt. Transmission losses are neglected. And other cases, if load is equally shared by both the units, determine the saving obtained by loading the units as per equal incremental production cost. So, to fuel input is given and the limits are given on the power output, the limits are given, total load demand is given. You have to determine the economic operating schedule. That is one sub-problem. What is other sub-problem? You have to calculate the total fuel cost in two cases, that is according to economic operating schedule and according to equal load sharing. Then what is the saving obtained by using the equal incremental production cost? Like the two sub-problems are there. So first we solve the first sub-problem, that is we determine the economic operating schedule. So what is economic operating schedule? Here two plants are given and losses are neglected. Therefore, what is economic operating schedule? DF1 by DP1, that is incremental fuel cost of plant 1 should be equal to incremental fuel cost of plant 2. So F1 is given. So differentiate F1 with respect to P1, dF1 by dP1. Then what it will become? 40 plus 0.4 P1. 0.4 P1, that equal to what is dF2 by dP2? 30 plus 0.5 P2. Let it be equation 1. So this is the economic schedule. And what is the other load demand? What is the other data given? Total load is given. What is the total load given? 180 megawatt. So P1 plus P2 equal to 180. Let it be second equation. Then use the two equation to get the values of P1 and P2. So 40 plus 0.4 P1 equal to 30 plus 0.5, 180 minus P1, 180 minus P1. minus P1. So when you simplify this one, you will get 0.9 P1 equal to 80 or P1 equal to 80 by 0.9. So you will get some 88.89 megawatt. So minimum limit is 25 megawatt, maximum limit is 100 megawatt. So P1 is within the limits. Then see what is P2. P2 equal to total load demand is 180. 180 minus 88.89, that equal to 91.11 megawatt. So P2 is also within limits, 25 megawatt and 100 megawatt. So both the P1 and P2 are within the limits and it is the economic operating schedule. So here, both P1 and P2 are within limits. Both P1 and P2 are within the limits given, within the limits. Now, what is the other sub-problem? You have to calculate what are the savings. So, savings obtained when the load sharing and operating schedule, economic operating schedule. So, for that case, calculate the total fuel cost for the given economic operating schedule. So, what is F1 120 plus 40 P1? What is P1? You got 88.89 plus 0.2, 0.2 into what is the other one? 91.11 whole square. So is it correct? 120 plus 40 P1 plus 0.2 P1 square. So P1 square means what? 88.89. 88.89 whole square. So plus F2 is 150 plus 30 P2 91.11 plus 0.25 P2 square 91.11 whole square. So you will get some 10,214.43 rupees per hour. Rupees per hour. So this is the total fuel cost according to the economic operating schedule to 10,214.43 rupees per hour. Now see the other case. What is the other case? According to the equal load sharing. According to the equal load sharing. So when equal load sharing means equal load sharing. So according to equal load sharing, what is P1? Total load is 180 megawatt. So P1 equal to P2 equal to 180 by 2. That is 90 megawatt. Now total fuel cost. Total fuel cost. What is total fuel cost? F1 plus F2. F1 plus F2. So what is F1? 120 plus 40 P1. P1 is 90 plus 0.2 P1 square. 90 square plus F2. What is F2? 150 plus 30 P2. That is 30 into 90 plus 0.25 P2 square. That is 90 square. So you will get some 10,215 rupees per hour. So see here, according to economic operating schedule, you got to 10,214.43. But according to equal load sharing, it is 10,215 rupees per hour. So in which case cost is more? In the equal load sharing cost is more. Therefore, savings obtained when economic operating schedule is followed equal to 10,215 minus 10,214.43 rupees per hour. So 0.57 rupees per hour. So this is per hour only. Suppose annual, what are the annual savings? Then you have to multiply with 3,600. 3,600. So in the next video, I will discuss about the economic operating schedule considering losses.